Hey everyone, I'm Armor Gaming. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Monster Legends Team Shop update video. Now I know I just recently did an update video, but the Team Shop has been updated yet again. However, it's only going to be for the next 3 days, so let's get into it and see what's new. So as we can see, we have Holter's pet still, General Thetis, Atum's pet, Thetis pet, Nishan's pet, so we got a lot more pets than before. And we also have some monster cells for Nishan's pet, Holter's pet, Darmanth's pet, even for Master Skeel, General Nishan, General Holter, General Alsis, General Shannara, General Uriel, Pandava, Plethodon, and we have runes. Goro runes, strength level 579, speed level 579, life level 579, gold level 579, stamina level 579, and the original monsters that are going to stay for the next 30 days. Or until the Team Shop is updated once again. So the first thing I need to mention, if some of you are upset that the Team Shop was updated without any prior notice, there actually was prior notice. Let me open up Monster-Wiki. As you can see right there in the middle, Fraternity team event. During this event, when someone from a team buys gem packs, teammates get war coins. And I mentioned this in my video if you saw it, that you might want to hold on to your coins because whenever a Fraternity team event is announced, Social Point typically tends to add runes into the team shop, and now they even add monster cells and they also bring in some new monsters. So as we can see, it's been updated. It's only going to last for the next 3 days and 16 hours. So if you're watching this video and this event is no longer active, just refer to my previous video, Team Shop number 8. So number one priority, always buy the monster you want the most. Forget what anyone else says, forget whether they tell you you're making a bad decision. You got to do what makes you happy. It's your profile, it's your account. Buy whatever monster you want, or whatever runes you want, or whatever monster cells you want. But that being said, my number one advice is always to buy runes first. Runes are probably the most powerful thing in this game. You can have the most powerful monster, but if your enemy has better runes than you, you're going to be losing most of your battles. Now unfortunately for us, Social Point must have realized how valuable runes are, that they increased the cost of all the runes. As you can see, a level 5 rune now costs 500 coins. They used to only cost 250. Level 7 runes, they cost 1.6k. They used to cost 800. And level 9 runes, they now cost 3k coins each, whereas they only used to cost 1.5k coins. So that's definitely a lot more. In the past, I could have bought 2 level 9 runes, but now I can only buy 1. So as far as what runes you should buy, that depends where you're at the game. If most of your opponents only have level 6, 7 runes, then maybe you should get yourself some level 7 runes. If lots of your opponents have level 3, 4, 5 runes, well then you can just pick yourself up some level 5 runes. No need to buy just 1 level 9 rune, especially because you can buy 6 level 5 runes with what you can buy 1 level 9 rune. And as a rule of thumb, you always want to buy speed runes first. As a general consensus, speed runes are the most important thing in this game. If your deny monster is faster than the enemy deny monster, then you can go first, you can immobilize them, and then your attacker can do the rest, which means speed runes are the most important, followed by strength runes. You need to give strength runes to your attackers so they can be able to wipe out the enemy in 1 or 2 hits. After strength runes, the next valuable things I would say would probably be life runes, and that's because life runes come in handy a lot. There's lots of monsters that can take advantage of life runes, monsters that have high health, monsters that can recover health, monsters that can give shields, and if your opponents have better runes than you, then life runes kind of give you a slight chance to be able to beat them. Gold runes you honestly don't need too much. If anything, gold team runes are better, so you can completely disregard the gold runes. And lastly, we have stamina runes, which are valuable for certain monsters like Zyla and Voltic primarily. Those are really the 2 only monsters I can think about when I think about giving someone a stamina rune. So if you have a Voltic and you want to make him really powerful, your best bet here probably would be a level 9 stamina rune. But if you can't afford level 9, then level 7 and 5, they're still pretty good. And again, there's no clear answer to what level rune you should get. It all depends on you and what kind of opponents you're facing at the time. So let's move on to the monster cells, and there's quite a few. There's Plethodon, Pandaval, General Uriel, General Shannara. So I'm going to talk about the 3 generals right now. If you wanted to get 100 cells, it would cost you 1.15k coins, which isn't worth it considering you can buy these monsters for 800. However, I will say this, if you're planning on ranking up your monster, then I do get why monster cells cost more than a regular monster, because if you wanted to get a General Uriel, for example, and you were to purchase General Uriel for 800 coins, then you would have to wait 2 days for him to hatch, then you would have to feed General Uriel approximately 2.2 million food in order for him to get all the way to level 100, and then you would have to extract cells from him, which would take a couple of days, and then you would finally get your 100 cells. So assuming you don't spend any gems, that's a pretty long process. That's probably going to take around 4 to 5 days just to get 100 cells, when you can just already buy the cells in the team shop. So really, buying cells is going to differ on a player to player basis. If you want to save yourself 350 war coins, which I actually suggest you do, I would just buy a regular general, beat it all the way to 100, extract it, even though it takes a while, at least I'm saving myself coins. and 350 coins, depending what kind of team you're in and whether you win or lose, that could take anywhere from 2 to 4 team wars to actually acquire. So do be careful about how you spend your coins. But moving on to General Holter and General Nishant, also if you want to get these two monsters, they cost 1.15k coins. And with General Nishant and General Holter, let's compare them to their counterparts. They don't cost 800 coins. General Holter is 1k and General Nishant is 1.05. For these monsters, I wouldn't recommend buying cells or the monsters because you know eventually they're gonna drop to 800 coins. So I would just hold off on them. But if you really can't resist and you want General Nishant, you should buy the monster form, or if you want General Holter, you should also buy the monster form. If you want to rank up a previous General Nishant or a previous General Holter, in this case I would recommend buying monster cells because the cost is only slightly more and you save yourself a ton of time. Master Skeel is another great example of this. If you wanted to buy 100 cells, that would cost you 1.15k coins. Currently, Master Skeel is available in the team shop for 1.1k coins, which means if you buy the monster cells, you're only spending 50 more coins. So if you want to just rank up a Master Skeel, spending 50 coins to get 100 cells is a lot better than buying a brand new Master Skeel, waiting 2 days for him to hatch, feeding him all the way to level 100, which costs around 2.2 million food, and then having to extract him, which takes about another 2 days, which is a really long process. So you can just save all that time by using up 50 more coins. So if you want to make Master Skeel for the first time, I would just purchase him, save yourself 50 coins. But if you want to rank up a Master Skeel, I would just buy the monster cells. So then we move on to Darmith's pet, and with this monster there's really not much of a difference. If you wanted to buy 100 cells of him, he would cost 1.15k coins, which is exactly how much he cost if you were just to buy him as a regular monster. So if you want to rank him up, obviously just get the monster cells. We also have Holter's pet cells, and if you wanted to get 100, that would be equivalent to 2.5k coins. So again, if you want to get him for the first time, buy the monster. If you want to rank up Holter's pet, it's up to you if you want to sacrifice 300 more coins in order to just get 100 cells right off the bat. Next to Holter's pet, we have Nishant's pet, which doesn't make sense that it's also 250 every 10 cells, because right next to Nishant's pet cells is Nishant's pet, which costs 1.1k coins, which means you can get yourself 2 Nishant's pet and still save yourself 300 coins with what you can buy 100 Nishant's pet cells. So don't you even think about buying Nishant's pet cells, you're better off getting Nishant's pet. And speaking about pets, we have a Tomb's pet, Thetis pet, and Nishant's pet. All 3 of these pets are available for 1.1k coins, and honestly I would just recommend everyone wait. I'm pretty sure that these monsters will eventually drop to 800 coins just like the generals did, so unless you really want one of these pets really badly, I would just wait and save yourself some coins. Not to mention, none of these pets are particularly too amazing. If anything, Nishant's pet is probably the one worth getting out of all 3 of these pets, but still, nonetheless, why not just wait until they cost 800 coins? But with that being said, a Tomb's pet, overall, I wouldn't necessarily say he's an amazing monster. He's kind of like an attacker slash can be kind of tanky. He doesn't have that many strong skills. I think the highest skill he has is a 55 damage skill. So if anything, I wouldn't buy him. Thetis' pet is probably one of the strongest water attackers in the game. However, when we think about water monsters, we normally think of deny, not attack. But if you ever need a water attacker, Thetis' pet could be the one for you, especially because it has a 50 damage AoE skill and a really high power. And with monsters like Demise who can give Thetis' pet an immediate extra turn plus double damage, that could really work in your favor if you want a monster to really quickly wipe out all of the enemy team. Aside from that, Thetis' pet also has a single free skill, single stun skill, really low cooldown, and really strong attacks like 60 damage, 75 damage, just a really strong attacker overall. And then there's Nishant's pet, and the reason I said he's probably the best pet overall is because he has an AoE possession skill. He has one possession skill that also gives the enemy monster double damage, so they attack their teammates. That's going to deal serious damage. And aside from that, he has another single possession skill, and he also has an AoE debilitating shadows, which makes monsters weak to dark attacks. So I would probably consider him the best just because people would agree that deny monsters are superior to attackers. And speaking about deny monsters being superior to attackers, we have General Thetis, and General Thetis is probably the #1 monster you should buy in the team shop right now. She used to cost 800 coins for a really long time, but they retracted her and now she's back to 1.1k coins. And even though she's 300 coins than what she previously was, I would still recommend buying General Thetis because she is by far one of the best water deniers in the game. If you have General Thetis, your life will be so much easier. Winning battles in player versus player, in adventure map, and team wars will become a lot easier. So definitely, even though it's 1.1k coins, get yourself a General Thetis. This should be your #1 priority actually, even before the runes. Get General Thetis now. And that's probably the most important thing I had to say about this video. Get General Thetis. With that being said, I hope everyone has a great amazing day or a great amazing night. Remember to dream big and pursue your passions.